As the Western Australian sun dawns on Macedonia Park, Perth Glory will be looking to make it 2 wins in 2 days after their men's side triumphed over A-League men's champions Western United. The women's will get their chance to topple the Liberty A-League champions Melbourne Victory. Perth are hunting for back-to-back wins over Melbourne Victory for the first time since November 2017, and it's been a long 1,848 days for the Glory, but they'll also have the opportunity to go ahead on the ledger as both sides sit level with 11 wins apiece in their 24 meetings. Whilst Perth still hunt for their first win of the campaign, Victory will look to build some momentum after they downed Wellington Phoenix for their first 3 points of the season. Victory bouncing back after a tough few opening weeks, losing their first 2 games of the season. Well, they'll be looking to pick up some momentum. The opportunity presents itself today at Macedonia Park, and we'll have a look at how the home side line up for it. A few changes made by Alex Apakis as Alana Janchevsky comes in for her second start of the season, pushing the American Gabriella Coleman to the bench. Sadie Lawrence comes in for her first appearance of the campaign, whilst Abby Green comes in for her second start of the season. They'll be without former Matilda Kim Carroll as she misses out due to personal reasons. And last week's hero Riley Baisden starts after scoring a brace against the Jets last week. As for Jeff Hopkins and Melbourne Victory, Alana Murphy is the only change as Tiff Eliadis drops down to the bench. Leah Privatelli, who captained the Victory to grand final glory in the absence of Kayla Morrison, starts in her second game of the season after coming back from injury. And there's plenty of quality in a struggling Victory side with Matilda's Gemma Simon, Jessica Nash, Beattie Goad, Alex Chidiak, Casey Jamont and Elise Kellen Knight all starting. Some list for the Victory, but yet to bear fruit in this campaign. There's Alex Apakis, the Perth Glory head coach. Well, he won't be overly pleased with his side after they had a great campaign last year and a real building block. They haven't really been able to capitalise it. Hannah Lowry, another youngster who's been impressing all campaign long, getting us underway as we are up and running in round 4 of the Liberty A-League here in Western Australia as Perth Glory host the Melbourne Victory at Macedonia Park, which last night became the 122nd different venue used in Australian Men's League history. Victory caught out here as Riley Baisden surging forward for Perth. Baisden back now. Sierra Hinson met well by Elise Kellen Knight, the experienced Matilda. And they will get the corner out of it. Hannah Lowry, who's been so impressive in the early stages of this season. A real standout young player. Yet to get a clean goal involvement, but has been so pivotal for Perth Glory. She gets the chance to deliver now. Towards the back post, headed down, almost opening the scoring were Perth, and there couldn't have been much in that. But Victory are not breached.
2 great corners there by Perth Glory. Pinpoint from Ella May Frantonio and now Hannah Lowry from the other side. They were lucky not to get that. Yeah, it was a difficult one there for Casey. Sometimes for keepers, they've got to be really careful when they're coming out to clear the ball like that.
Here's Kane, nice ball. Out wide, Janchevsky trying her effort from range. Janchevsky just goes wide and it wasn't too far off. A great effort from Alana Janchevsky.
How good is that? You've got to love the confidence from the young Matilda. It's great to see kids try those things on the pitch. You know, it shows their creativity.
And Casey Jamont was all but beat. I think she can thank her lucky stars here. Lovely play out of the press from Victory. Down the line now, Privatelli, the grand final captain. Keeping it in play, looking for options, scanning around now. Privatelli still going. This is brilliant from Privatelli. Chidiak opens it up for herself, fluffs her lines. Beattie Goad now, blocked by Sadie Lawrence and falls now for Ayres, who can't punish for the Victory.
What a great passage of play there by Melbourne Victory. That they were very unlucky not to get something out of that, but Leah Privatelli comes back into this lineup today, and, you know, the confidence that she has, it's so great to see her playing with full confidence at the moment.
What a run from Leah Privatelli, and Chidiak, just that extra touch, getting in the way of her, and Beatty Goad unable to beat Sadie Lawrence. Bunge going long, looking for Ayres, makes its way through for Goad now. What can she conjure? Goad inside, Melina Ayres, great touch, Melina Ayres gets her second goal in 2 weeks, her second of the campaign, and opens it for victory. Well, it fell to a fortunate first touch, but got her in a great space and able to finish it off.
Yeah, look, she's taken that well. She's got way too much time in that box to be able to take that shot, but she's got on the score sheet again today, and, you know, that just grows for her in confidence.
Well, she was in a fine vein of form towards the back end of last campaign, and now she's found herself in another purple patch against the Purple Girls. It was tough times, but I'm sure the girls now out there for victory will be thinking that they've got a bit more time. It's a great ball in behind for the Glory, but Janchevsky unable to chase it down. Janchevsky scored last season against the Brisbane Roar in the opening game of the season. And we have a look back at the foul there. Sarah Kane just tugging on to the highlighter yellow strip of Alex Chidiak, and in behind now for Hinson. And a foul given there. Casey Dumont getting a bit of contact on the way through as well. And it'll be a foul, I believe, for Perth Glory.
Casey doesn't look happy there, does she?
I think she thought she got caught late, but Sarah Hinson able to draw the foul outside of the box. In a great area for Perth Glory. And it looks like it's starting a bit further back than you would have suspected, so maybe it was something just before or off ball.
Yeah, it must have been something off the ball. You can see here Ella Maestrantonio standing over the ball here. This is her bread and butter. I've seen her on the training pitch practice these over and over again, and she loves this sort of, you know, free kicks and this distance.
Well, she's playing against a former employer today. Played for Melbourne Victory in the past, did Ella Mastrantonio, in her 4th stint with Perth now. Returning from Europe, Mastrantonio striking now, almost beating Dumont, who spills it there, but manages to hang on in the end.
Yeah, she just didn't have enough power on that, but she did get over it quite well, but the power just wasn't behind it.
As we have another look back at the foul here. Further back when it was given, but you can understand the frustrations Casey Dumont had with the contact afterwards, perhaps. Sarah Kane for the victory. That's a lovely ball through for the Glory, in fact, but offside was Riley Baisden. And the Glory now starting to build some momentum. Misuk Park raising the flag. Fairly even in the shots department as we have another look back at the free kick. Mastrantonio, just not enough direction and power from her. Half an hour gone. Looking lively for Glory. Great ball in. Baisden almost had her 3rd goal in 2 weeks. All aerially, but just goes wide.
I thought she maybe would have put her head on that. If she would have got her head to that, I think it would have went in the back of the net. I think she didn't realise that that ball was actually coming in, and it caught her a little bit off. Well, they're starting to, you know, get comfortable. Once you start to get at least Kelly Knight on the ball and start dictating things, I think that's what helps them to actually get comfortable.
Alana Murphy striking, takes a deflection on the way through, but Aquino able to hang on with 2 minutes added on here at Macedonia Park. We have another look back at it here. Just made its way through for Alana Murphy, who's looked really solid in this game. One of the standouts in the midfield for Victory, which is struggling in these early stages.
Yeah, look, for me, I just love seeing the girls get on the ball, and especially young ones, and looking to have a strike from out there. You don't tend to see that much anymore, you know, in some of these young girls, and it's great to see them have that confidence and take a hit from out there.
Hinson. Bunge went down, but unable to hang on. Lowry going over the target there. But Perth with the attack of their own.
Yeah, look, they've done really well there, Perth, to be able to get back into the front third and get an opportunity there. Melbourne Victory here, though, now, I think with Casey Dumont, that she's got to slow things down and really get the team back into the sheds at 1-0 up and be comfortable coming out in the second half.
It'll be an interesting conversation for Alex Aparkas. His side not necessarily looking poor at times, holding their own, but perhaps more of a case of Victory struggling as well.
Yeah, you know, for Perth Glory here today, it's a home game for them. They're in front of a home crowd. They still haven't got their first win for the season, so I'm sure going into the halftime break, he'll be looking at that.
Elise Keller-Knight giving it away, but no foul there. And sloppy play from such an experienced player, Elise Keller-Knight. Over 100 caps for the Matildas. Rigby winning out there. Perhaps wanted the foul as well. And Elise Keller-Knight just giving it away. Lucky to not give away the foul as well, in my opinion, with the stiff arm there. But it is half-time at Macedonia Park in Western Australia, as the home side currently trail as Melbourne Victory lead by a goal. It is Perth Glory 0, Melbourne Victory 1.
For them.
Well, we are back underway in the Liberty A-League for the second stanza here at Macedonia Park, the home of Perth Glory men's and women's this year. The men's played here last night, getting a win over the Isuzu Ute A-League men's champions, Western United. A 2-1 win. Some great goals in that one. And the Perth Glory Liberty A-League women's, will they take on their respective champions in Melbourne Victory? Currently trail, but plenty of time to make their way back into it, as Ayres taking an audacious attempt from a long way out. Campbell Johnson and Kath Canuli here in commentary. Morgan Aquino in her first game this season, displacing Sarah Langman in the starting goalkeeping berth. Well, if you're Jeff Hopkins and Melbourne Victory, you'll certainly like your chances at the moment. Melbourne Victory are unbeaten, as Morgan Aquino giving it away. Beattie go, the strike now from Alex Chidiak, unable to hit the target, and big contact afterwards. Melbourne Victory players, and Morgan Aquino giving it away cheaply but not punished.
Yeah, we talk about it again, you know, Melina Ayres is there, she's looking for it, she's hungry for the ball, she wants to get goals. You know, it's unfortunate there that Chids couldn't do better to get onto that ball and put it in the back of the net.
For Kim Carroll, who misses out this week, the experienced former Matilda and North Queensland product. Janchevsky finding Hinson. Hinson doing well, has 2 assists this campaign. Hinson with the ball in, but headed away by Morrison. Still alive, and Abby Green delivering for Glory now. Dumont able to hang on to the header from Hannah Lowry, who's been dangerous all game long.
She's done really well there, Hannah Lowry. She's tried to really direct that header over Casey Dumont, and she's unlucky to get something out of that.
Nash. Won by Hinson. Bunge giving it away. And Riley Baisden playing it straight into the path of an oncoming Victory player. Rigby does well, but only finds its way to Ayres. Beattie go now, putting it back inside and going into the side netting.
You can see the difference there, you know, from Melbourne Victory. Once they do play the ball forward, you can see their attacking midfielders, they're looking to work hard to get into the box, make those forward runs and make something out of it.
And a question for you, Kath, as a coach, we've seen Glory now shift and pivot to, they've done the opposite now where they're going to go long, but play it short to their two centre-backs, bring them tight. Is that in a effort to be able to start the play from the back?
Yeah, of course. You know, you want to be able to play out from the back as, you know, as our keepers.
As Baisden, we'll get back to that in a second, finding Janchevski. Janchevski striking, takes a touch on the way through, and Jamont holds on.
Yeah, like I said, you want to be playing out from the back. You want to be playing great football, but sometimes you don't want to be predictable as well. You know, there's times that you want to play out from the back, but if you see that it hasn't been successful, we always talk about, you know, maybe getting everybody up, go long a couple of times and start to change what you're doing as a squad. Again, you can do a lot of things on the training pitch, but at the end of the day, it comes down to decision-making from the players during the game.
And talking of decision-making, Mastrantonio giving it away cheaply straight to a Victory player, and Privatelli picking up the foul there on Sarah Kane. Trying to go around her. And smartly one had an option on the far side as well, and that is the second yellow for Sarah Kane as she sees red, and Perth Glory now down to 10. Thought it might have been off the challenge.
Yeah, look, that's tough for Kane. You know, it's going to be tough for Perth to come back from here and play out the rest of the game with 10 players.
How do they respond now? A goal down and a player to match, and we see Privatelli drawing the foul. So experienced as Leah Privatelli. Knew exactly what she was doing, and now gives her side an extra advantage. Kellen Knight. Nash ducking and weaving around Janchevski, and it's been a good battle in this game. Not entirely sure if we'll see Perth Glory make too many adjustments in this game with that change. Obviously Sarah Kane playing in the midfield where they'll see one of the attackers, but they really do have to chase the game now, so I wonder if we'll see them adjust in any way or just play with the midfielder down. Maybe adjust the defenders accordingly. Time will tell as the delivery now for Victory. Back inside, headed away, falls to Ayres. Ayres gets two. Got one last week, two today, and makes it two for the Victory as they double their advantage. And it's party time in Western Australia for Jeff Hopkins' side. They just got the player advantage and they just doubled their lead.
Yeah, you can see there, you know, what confidence from Melina Ayres. She takes that touch on the chest, she brings it down and just volleys it first time. And again, what a fantastic finish by Melina Ayres.
Coleman back inside. Fon Song Cam. Lovely switch from Fon Song Cam. Rigby driving outside of Simon. Rigby looking to deliver low and hard. Baisden unable to keep it afloat and alive for Glory.
It looks like these Perth substitutions are looking great for Perth. You know, they've come on, they've made an impact. You know, both of these girls coming off the bench, they will be looking like wanting to get a starting spot in this team. You can see here with Rigby coming down the line and getting herself into the box. They just need to be that little bit more hungry in there and want it a bit more.
Perth playing their best passage or best patch of play, arguably in the game so far. They've struggled to make much of it as of yet, but now the strike from Coleman just goes wide and he saw the net ripple, but on the outside as it were. And Perth now really building in this one. Can they force a late comeback? So we have another look at it here. Murphy almost cut out there by Sierra Hinson. Nash, an impressive game. Brilliant block just before, putting it into a dangerous area, but cleared when it perhaps could have been left for Aquino.
Aquino needs to do better there. You know, her team is one man down. She needs to call out and demand that ball, so get their team get out off the pressure.
The ball in now. Kellen Knight. Unable to find a teammate, but cleared by Abby Green. And a tough position for Morgan Aquino, despite starting the majority of last season. Has been out of the fray as Paige Joyce and Tiff Eliadis getting ready to come on, but coming into a side where you're not the starting keeper, at least at the moment, must be tough to then be vocal. But Alana Murphy, who's had a great day, makes way, and Gemma Simon as well. So 2 changes, the first of the afternoon for Jeff Hopkins. And he doesn't look too stressed, does the Welshman. Nash down the line, trying to find the corner and head it on. It will be a corner for Melbourne Victory. Perth Glory not taking any chances, but a double substitution for Melbourne Victory. And what can the fresh legs provide?
Yeah, it was probably time for Melbourne Victory to make some changes in this game. Again, they're 2-0 up at the moment, and Perth's on a red card, and they're looking quite comfortable, even though with Perth's changes that they have been quite dangerous in the last 15 minutes.
The chance to deliver for Victory. All the way in, direct from the corner. Aquino doesn't rise above the pack, and Melbourne Victory punish. Chidiac direct from the corner. One of the greatest strikes you'll see.
Yeah, we all know that Chidiac has got a fantastic left foot, and the way she's curled that in, you know, what a fantastic corner from her. And you can just see the excitement and what it means to her to actually score that goal and put it in the back of the net.
Plenty of former FV emerging, Football Victoria emerging players in this Perth Glory side as well. Plenty have come through there and then recruited by Alex Eparkis as the strike now from a long way out. Rattles the crossbar and caused Morgan Aquino's heart to jump out of her chest. Ava Breedis, the youngster, playing with all the confidence. And isn't that what you love to see?
Yeah, I think for Ella coming into this competition after spending a couple of years in Italy, it's a completely different style of play, you know. In Italy, it's not as transitional, it's not as physical. So coming back to Australia, playing in this heat is definitely something that we'll be struggling with.
And Perth Glory struggled with it today as Melbourne Victory get their 4th win in a row in Western Australia and their 2nd win of the season. They got one against Wellington Phoenix last week, and they get one against Perth Glory this week as they come out victorious on a long away trip. It is Perth Glory 0, Melbourne Victory 3.